हेलो एस्पिरेंट, दिस इज राकेश और आप देख रहे हैं स्पेशलाइज्ड ट्यूटोरियल। आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, बेसिकली कोर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम में। कोर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम है इनपुट आउटपुट पे फाइल मैनेजमेंट से रिगार्डिंग आज एमसीक्यूज में क्वेश्चंस लाएंगे जो कि स्टोरेज डिवाइसेज में ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ इनपुट आउटपुट फंक्शंस। उसके बाद वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ द फाइल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एग्जामिन्स ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इज रिलेटेड टू द फाइल मैनेजमेंट एंड फाइल एक्सेस. So this question is especially prepared for the input and output file management questions. So questions which is related from this topics will be covered totally. So this is very important for the examinations because the maximum questions which are just asked for the examination will be related to the input output and file management sections. So kindly just take our MCQs and just enjoy. So let's start our MCQs. So question number 1, a dash is a basic element of data where individual field contain a single value such as an implies last name and data of the value of the sensor reading. Okay, so field, record, file and database. So A field is the right answer. Okay, now take a next question. Question number 2, a dash is the collection of related fields that can be treated as a unit by some application program. A dash is a collection of related fields that can be treated as a unit of some application program. So a field, record, file and database. So a record is a collection of selected fields that can be treated as a unit of same applications program. Now take a question number 3. And dash communicate directly with the peripheral device and their controller of channel device driver, physical input output, basic input output supervisor, logical input output. So device driver communicate directly with the peripheral device that can control or channels. Now take a question number 4. The dash is responsible for all file input output initiation and terminations. Okay, the options are device driver, physical input output, basic input output and logical input output. So C, basic input output supervisor responsible for the all file input output initiation and terminations. Now take a question number 5. And dash provide a general purpose record input output capability and maintain basic data about files. So options are device driver, physical input output, basic input output supervisor and D, logical input output. So D is the right answer, logical input output. Okay, now take a question number 6. In the dash file organizations, data are collected in the order in which they arrive, where each record consists of one burst of database. So options are a files, B sequential, C indexes sequential and D indexes. Okay, so answer is file. The file organized data are collections of the order in which they arrive, where each record consists of the one burst of database. So file is the right answer. Now take a question number 7. In dash files organizations, a fixed format is used for record where all records are the same length and consisting the same number of fixed length field in the particular order. Now repeating once again, in dash file organizations, a fixed format is used for record. Fixed format is used for record where all records are the same length. Okay, and consisting the same number of fixed in a particular order. So options are file, sequentials, indexes sequential and the indexes. Okay, so sequentials or sequential organizations. Okay, now take a question number 8. The dash maintain the key characteristics of the sequential file. Record are organized in sequence based on a key file. So options are files, sequential file, C indexes sequential file and D indexes files. So C, indexes sequential files maintain the keys characteristics of the sequential file. Record are organized and sequence based on a key field. So C is the right answer. Now take a question number 9. The dash retain one limitations of the sequential file effective processing is limited to that which is based on a single field of file. So file, sequential file, indexing sequential file, and indexes file. Okay, so obviously indexes sequential file retain one limitations of the sequential file. Left active processing is limited in which is the base of the single field of the file. Now take a question number 10. That are used mostly in applications where data are rarely processed exhaustively. So file, sequence, index sequentials, and indexes. Okay, D is the right answer. Indexes files are used mostly applications where data is rarely processed exhaustively. Now take the next question. Question number 11. Airline reservation system and inventory control system are the example of which file sequential, indexes sequential, and indexes files. So indexes files. Okay. Airline reservation system, inventory control systems, and the example of indexes file system. Now take a next question. Question number 12. The dash greatly reduce the time required the access of single record without sacrificing the sequential nature of the file. So options are file, sequential file, indexes sequential, and indexes file. Okay, so B, sequential file. The sequential file greatly reduces the time required to the access of single record without sacrificing and sequential nature of the files. So B, sequential file. Now take a next question. Question number 30. In free space management, management method has negligible space overhead because there is no need for a disk allocation table, merely for a pointer to be beginning of a chain and the length of the first portion. So options are a bit table, chain free portions, indexing, and free block list. So chain free portions. B, a free space management, basically a chain free portions method has negligible space overhead because there is no need for the disk allocation table and mainly for a pointer to a beginning of a chain that and the length of the first portions. Okay, this is a chain free portions. B is the right answer for the question number 13. Now take a next question. Question number 14. So question number 14 is, in dash method on free space management, each block is assigned in a reserved portions of the disk. So bit table, chain free portions, indexing, and free block list. So free block list, basically this method is a free space management. Each block is assigned in the reserved portions of the disk. Now take our next question. Question number 15. So dash test on free space management has the advantage that is relatively easy to find one of the contiguous group of the free blocks. The options are bit table, chain free portions, indexing, and free block list. So bit tables basically on free space management has the advantage that is relatively easy to find one or a contiguous group of free blocks. So obviously bit table. Now question number 16. In dash test method, which method? Okay, the file allocation table contains separate one label indexing, for each file, and indexes has one entry as each portion allocated to the file. So options are chained allocations, indexing allocations, contiguous allocations, and variable allocations. So obviously index allocations, B is the right answer. In an index allocations method, the file allocation table contains separate one label indexes for each file, and the indexes has one entry for each portion allocated to the file. Now take the next question. Question number 17 dash is the pre-allocation strategy. What? Pre-allocation strategy using variable size portions. Okay, for the file allocation table need just a single entry of each file showing the starting block and the length of the file, which are the chain allocations, index allocations, contiguous allocations, or variable allocations. So obviously contiguous allocations. So contiguous allocation is the pre-allocation strategy using variable size portions where the file allocation table needs just a single entry for each file showing the starting block and length of the file. Okay, now take the next question. Question number 18 typically is on an individual block basic where each blocks contain a pointer to the next block in the chain. Okay, now we get the individual block basis and each block contain a pointer and next block in the chain. Okay, so options are chain allocations, index allocations, contiguous allocations, and various allocations. Okay, so basically chain allocations. Typically the chain allocation is the individually block basic where each block contains a pointer to the next block in the chain. Now take the next question. Question number 19. Which of the following are the type of operations that may be performed on the directory? So options are search, create directory, and list directory. Okay, so options are basically first, second, and third. Just without going to options, just looking the type of operations that we perform in the directory. So just look at. Okay, it is search, create directory is type of operations. Okay, type of operations. So create directory, search, create. Okay, directory is not operations. List directory, create directory, list directory, create a file and search file. Yes, search, create, and list directory. Okay, this is the basically type of operations may be performed by a directory. Okay, yes, so I go with the first, second, and fourth. Okay, now next question. Question number 20. Dashes are often often used to very rapidly access is the required where fixed length record are used and where record are always accessed one at a time. Repeating again, often used where very rapid access is the required, very rapid access. Okay, and where fixed length record are used and where record are always access one at a time. So in which? Okay, indexes file, direct file, sequential file, yeah, indexes sequential file. So obviously direct files are often used where very rapid access is required and where fixed length record are used and where record are always accessible on at a time. So direct file is the right answer. So aspirants, I hope you enjoy our MCQs and it is very important for the exams. So kindly just like, subscribe and share our channels to watch this type of videos. So thank you so much for watching these videos.